Thomas and Friends, the Big Book of Australian Animals. Ocean and reef animals. Australia is surrounded by all sides by ocean. Lots of animals live in the open ocean, but Australia also has coral reefs off the coast that are home to many different kinds of animals. Some animals are small enough to hide amongst the reefs, like the brightly colored clownfish. Other animals, like the different kinds of whales, are so big that they need to stay out in the deeper waters. Beach animals. There are beaches all around Australia, and they can have sand dunes, rocky areas, and shallow coastal waters. Some animals, like sea urchins and starfish, live inside rock pools, where saltwater gathers in shallow pools in rocks. Crabs often live in rock pools too, but they also make their homes in the sand. Some animals like seals or saltwater crocodiles can swim in the ocean, but also like to sunbake on the sand. Desert animals. There are lots of desert areas in Australia, especially in the center of the country. The deserts are hot and dry places with lots of sand and rocks, so only certain kinds of plants and animals can make their home there. It does rain sometimes, but there isn't much water. Lots of animals that live in the desert, like donarts and hopping mice, make burrows underground where it is cooler. Some desert dwellers, like bumblebees, sleep through the day and come out at night so they can avoid the hot sun. Dingoes. They're like dogs, but dingoes are wild, so it's not safe to pet them. Sheep farmers don't like dingoes because they chase the sheep. Sometimes they would catch them and kill them. Also, dingoes don't bark, they howl. Goannas are great big lizards. Long tails, wrinkly bodies, scaly skin, stripes and spots. They can stand very still at first, but then they run. Mountain and woodland animals. There are many tall mountains and ranges in Australia, which can include cliffs and rocky areas, as well as large stretches of woodland with trees and open grassy areas. There are some animals, like the golden bower bird, that could only live in high altitude areas, and so are often found living on mountains. Some animals, like the rock wallaby, love the rocky and steep terrain found in the mountains, while others, like the grey kangaroo and the emu, prefer the open grassland or woodland where they can move at fast speeds. Forest and river animals. There are many different kinds of forests in Australia, from lush rainforests to dry forests. Rainforests often have tall trees and shady comprised of leaves, and can be very wet. Animals like green tree frogs and Bowers forest dragons thrive in this environment. Other animals like the echidna and koala prefer the dry and calm forest. There is also a large variant of waterways in Australia, from wide rivers to narrow creeks and streams. These waterways are home to all sorts of wildlife, from the platypus to the yabby. City and town animals. A large number of Australian animals have adapted to live comfortably in areas with lots of people and many buildings. Some animals, like the redback or the funnel-web spider, make their homes in parks and gardens, or sometimes inside houses. Other animals often make their homes on buildings, such as the gecko, which is a type of lizard. Many Australian birds, like the roselle or wren, are at home in towns and cities and sit in the trees on the sides of the roads or in parks and gardens. Harbor and bay animals. Harbors exist near many Australian cities and can be busy places with plenty of boats and ships coming in and out of the port. Bays can exist near cities, but also in less busy coastal areas. Harbors and bays are often quite sheltered areas of ocean water, and many animals make their homes in these environments. Birds like Australian pelicans and cormorants duck their heads under the water to catch fish, while a variant of crabs, fish, and sea dragons move through the water below. Hey, Shane, we saw so many animals. Too right, Thomas. What do you think of that?